All right, so we're getting ready to start some exciting school time with our School of Fish because we learned from fishing this morning that fish actually work together in a school. So I got my little man and we're going to teach this School of Fish what it's like to be a person. And we're going to talk about Personality Plus, which is a book that's in our life system. And we are super thrilled to be doing this because we're learning about this, so we need to learn to understand it. And so that's really what I'm trying to do, is just to understand it by pretending like I'm actually going to be teaching about this, which is my goal to someday be able to do. But what I imagine is being able to do this three-dimensionally. So I'm trying to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that, because what I'm imagining is what it must be like to be in each different personality quadrant. Well, let's put the quadrants in here. So we've got choleric is C, melancholy, phlegmatic, and sanguine. Woohoo! Fired up. So we've got all our different people here. And for a melancholy,
hey, Dad,
he's happiest in this.
Polo.
Oh no, one of the school children's fishing pole boat. Well, can you just use a string while Daddy works, bub? Because this is school time and the teacher's teaching. Okay, thank you, buddy. So, the melancholy exists in this quadrant, right? And in order to be more improved, right, in order to combat some of the weaknesses that come with being a melancholy, which is very melancholy and we're not very exciting, we're not very woohoo, we've got to try to pull ourselves into being more sanguine. So we've got this pull where we need to go that way, right? And we're really actually trying to push ourselves that way, but our natural tendencies are actually pulling us back this way and trying to keep us from being that, because we still want to be task focused. And there's a challenge with getting tasks done when you have to involve people, which the people side of the business is over here. Right? And I am a choleric melancholy, so I'm going to kind of speak from my perspective and my point of view and what the struggles I'm going through in life, and trying to turn my life into a business, right? And be in the business of life, of living life. And so as a cleric, again, I want to exist in this quadrant where I'm goal-oriented and I'm focused and I'm not worrying so much about people. I'm focused on my task and I'm getting my goals accomplished. But I need to learn to be a little more peaceful. So I really want to try to pull myself or push myself, depending on how you look at that, into this phlegmatic quadrant a little bit more. And not only that, but you really want to be able to do that so that we can understand one another. You know, I've got to be able to step over here to this quadrant to be able to perceive what it's like to be phlegmatic. So I can understand what it's like to not be able to make a decision about things and some of their weaknesses, so I can learn how to be a better leader and overcome those. So we've always got this push and pull, and the inverse is true for there. Phlegmatics need to be a little more choleric-y, and sanguines need to learn to be a little more melancholy, right? And keep their keys. And my favorite story from Personality Plus is, that she's in the parking lot and she has her keys to 2 vehicles, but knows not which vehicle she brought to the mall. And I just think that's a perfect analogy for every sanguine I've ever met. So anyway, so that's kind of the idea, and I'm always wanting to do things different because I'm cleric and I want to correct everything and improve upon it. I want to make this three-dimensional. Like, I'd love to be able to create a three-dimensional representation of what it's like, and to be pulled back and forth in these things, and to be trying to push forward, to be more sanguine, to get rid of my negative melancholy traits, and vice versa. Be a little more phlegmatic for my choleric, and then that brings me onto the people-oriented side of things. But it's so important to me to get tasks done because I'm so task-oriented that it's very, very difficult, obviously, to move on the other side of the line. And what's cool is we can take the ESB quadrant, the cash flow quadrant, right? And then we can kind of do the same thing. In order to pull ourselves over to get into this B quadrant, to get away from left side thinking and to get over to right side thinking, and to be able to have the skills and the talents that we need to be able to be successful in a B quadrant business, we have to pull ourselves out of our comfort zones in our personality to be able to pull ourselves out of the comfort zone of the 95% thinking. Okay? Because we really want 5% thinking, which develops people through systems rather than tasks through just get it done, managing the process, telling people what to do, and that sort of thing. So you can see where, us poor folks over here, we've got it so tough. But we really don't have it any tougher than the phlegmatics and the sanguines, because they have to learn to be more task-oriented. Because, yeah, you can have a lot of business people skills, but if you can't get anything done, if you don't have some ability to set goals and accomplish some things, then you're not going to be able to lead people, because you're not leading to anything. You're not getting anything done, right? So anyway, you get the point. And so anyway, that's really it. I mean, you could go into it. I could tell some really great stories and find some great segues and everything, and that's the goal long term, is to be able to speak for an hour about this. But really, I just kind of wanted to put that together to get it out of my head and get it into a video so that I can put it in the Adventures of Conrad Von Supertramp, because we are now in version 2.0, and that is very, very exciting. The quest for excellence. And so we're going to be sharing some of our learning and the principles in our quest for excellence and where we get it. And if you're interested and you're watching this right now and you're like, well, hey, how can I learn about these books that he's talking about, and what's this cash flow quadrant? What is this guy even rambling on about? Then, man, we'd love to get a hold of you or find somebody near you, attend an open. There's some great information out there, and I'll put up a link to the Life Business, so that way people can go to it and check it out and see what I'm talking about. And if it looks like it's something that's for you or interested for you, shoot me an email, find somebody in your town that's in it, whatever works for you. Just make sure that you're pursuing something. And in the University of Freedom, what we like to teach, because right now you're in our University of Freedom where we're teaching from what we're learning and you're getting it for free, is that you can do anything you want. All you have to do is set your mind for it. And all the information you really need is out there for free. You just have to learn how to go after it. So if you're over here and you're a people person, you need to come over here and get some tasks done and go after some information. And if you're over here, you need to go after some information that's going to help you improve over there. You guys have a great day, and thanks for attending University of Freedom.